Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you may be in the world. And welcome to the Norisring for race number 3 of the NXT Gen Cup. Yesterday we had 2 races on Friday with qualifying for that. Those were amazing, one dry and one wet race. My name is Dan Papels. Joining me in the commentary booth today, as always, is Frederick Lestrup, founder of the series. Frederick, welcome to the beautiful region of Nuremberg, where this straight track is located once a year. Every year we come back to this track with DTM. Of course, first time for the NXT Gen Cup racing here, but what a great weekend it's been so far. Speed weekend at the Norisring.
Hello everyone watching at home and guten Tag alle Zuschauer hier auf die Rennstrecke. So we had 2 amazing races yesterday, just like you said, Dan, and I'm sure we will have 2 amazing races today. And looking at this guy on screen right now, Linus Schannelund, 15 years old, qualifying on pole position for the 3rd race this weekend. What a great job. He's basically got sim racing experience only.
Yes.
This is his first weekend in a race car, and he's outperforming all of these experienced guys and girls.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not only the 3rd race of the weekend, but also only his 3rd race in a race car. So for him, this is massive. Kelvin de Groot, a name who we know very well from yesterday, finished 2nd. He's in 2nd again. Let's see what he can do from P2. Victor Nielsen gets another opportunity. He has only started 3rd in these races so far. Wasn't quite on it from the start last time in race number 1. Race number 3, let's see what he can do from 3rd position. Enzo Holman, the number 7, the Schunk car. Schunk here this weekend as well with us. The Motorhead sponsoring on the sides of the door. Enzo starting in P4, once again not quite satisfied with his qualifying position. Alice Gustafsson, these 2 tried to work together yesterday. Let's see what they can do today. In my opinion, maybe a little bit too much fighting, allowing the top 2 to get away in race number 1. Let's see if they can change that for race number 3. Then, the first of our girls on the grid. We have 6 in total. Patricia Starizzane, a good qualifying for her. Still not satisfied, but her time improved quite a lot. If she did this time on Friday, it would have been P4 for race number 1. Today, it's P6. P7 for Benjamin Mazetis. It's a learning experience for him this weekend. He's been improving throughout. Important for him in this race and today, I think, to show what he can do. Maybe climbing a couple of positions. Lucas Stiefelhagen, I think the story of qualifying for him. Qualified on pole on Friday. This is indeed, Lucas, what you have to do. Go forwards. And that's what he wants to do as well. Wasn't quite sure what happened in qualifying. Said it felt good. Looked at the data. Surely knows what it needs to improve for the race. Lawrence Rule, Frederick, starting in P9. Helped by his coach a lot this weekend, by his engineer. Also trying to make some strides forwards in the number 23. Then it's Jacqueline Kreutzpointner, the first of the 2 twins on the grid in the number 10, the Asperhus car. Well, an improving weekend for both of the twins. Philip Bartos starts behind her. The 2 looking to go forward together. 11th position for Philip Bartos, started 9th yesterday. His best starting position, that was. Looking to creep into the top 10 today. Sadly didn't have the chance in race number 1, had a problem with the car. Then it's the 2nd of the Kreutzpointner twins in P12. Then it's Siri Huckveld in P13. It's the 2nd of the Hofmans, or the 1st Hofmans, excuse me, the 47, the Hankook car in P14. Then it's Graham Hofmans in P15, and then Röner in P16. A great grid, Frederick, for race number 1. What can we expect?
I mean, we need to see what Linus Schannelund is doing from his limited experience from the first grid spot. He obviously started very far in the front in the first races, made a few mistakes, so we're not far away now from the start here, so let's see.
You can see that car of Linus Schannelund angled towards the 24 of Kelvin de Groot. Immediately wants to cover off that inside going into turn 1. We're waiting for the lights to come on the gantry. The light has gone out. This means we're waiting for the 5 red lights to come on the gantry. One of the marshals pointing at one of the cars. There we go. We're going green flag racing. 2, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, we're underway, green flag racing. Good start from our pole sitter, Linus Jennerlund. Kelvin de Groot in P2 with a good start as well. But once again, we're seeing our pole sitter getting away. Well, Victor Nielsen in the background. Good start for him this time round. Already challenged by the 7 of Enzo Holm and the Shankar on the outside. Kelvin de Groot having a look on the outside. Maybe trying the outside pass on Linus Jennerlund. Covers it off. And it looks like Fredrik we're all clean through turn 1.
Well done by Linus. He managed to keep his cool. Obviously, Kelvin de Groot in the red car is really trying to make an effort here on the first lap. Oh, Linus close to the wall, locking up the rears. He managed to make the corner. He really needs to focus forward now, Linus. Don't look into your mirrors. Don't be distracted. Focus forward. Benjamin Massatis and Patricia Salitsane are fighting in this race again with each other. They sort of seem to end up next to each other all the time.
It's a bit of deja vu for those two once again. Lucas Stiefelhagen seems to have made his way up the grid already. Up the inside of Patricia Salitsane, maybe getting 2 in the process is Alex Gustafsson. He also gets past the 35 of Benjamin Mazetis. The two run side by side in the last corner. That was 2 cars in 1 corner. This is exactly what he needs to do. Has lost a couple of positions off that starting lap, but the biggest improver so far, Lucas Stiefelhagen, P8 to P5 after the first lap, Fredrik. It's Kelvin de Groot immediately challenging Linus Jennerlund for that P1 position. It's important for Linus not to drop too far back. Maybe the inexperience giving way too much space to the inside for Kelvin de Groot to come past, and Enzo Holman capitalizes on that.
Yeah, and Victor Nielsen in the Varta car, the yellow car, obviously wants to try to capitalize as well. And Linus is going a bit wide. Does he make it on the inside? It's a left corner coming now. Linus has the better way, and Victor Nielsen has to swallop in behind him.
Yeah, slots in behind him, he has done indeed, but this is great for Lucas Stiefelhagen. He got a run there. There was a bit of contact between Alex Gustafsson and Benjamin Mazetis. Philip Bartos being the sad third there in that process. Tried to make his way all the way around the outside. Enough space left by a long mile, but sadly got caught up in that incident. The three of, Lucas Stiefelhagen, Victor Nielsen and Linus Jennerlund still fighting. Linus lost a lot of ground on this lap. Let's see if he can at least keep on the podium so far. Lucas Stiefelhagen at the inside of Victor Nielsen. I have a feeling Linus Jennerlund might have used a little bit of push to pass there, judging by the gap that he has at the moment. Enzo Holman at the front of the field, slotting in behind Kelvin de Groot, maybe trying to play the smart game here, trying to create a little bit of a gap. I think this was a smart use of push to pass for Linus Jennerlund.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. So I've got the data here in front of me. So Linus did use push to pass to sort of get away from Stiefelhagen and Victor Nielsen chasing him in the boot. So he wanted some free space, focus forward. That was a smart move. Obviously, it's a bit limited now at the end of the race. And Enzo Holman, really good job from 4th position to be 2nd now. Fastest lap of the race is Alexander Gustafsson. He qualified 4th. He fell back. He's back up to 6th position at the moment. But he's heavily fighting with Patricia. So Patricia is trying on the outside to get a good exit in the last corner. Let's see if any one of them use push to pass or if they just wait with that and try to overtake. So Alexander Gustafsson now just in front of Patricia. She will use the slipstream as much as she can. She stays behind. And let's see what they do into turn 1.
You can see that slipstream working. Maybe a bit of bum drafting between the two to maybe get up to the pack ahead. Patricia says no to that. Tries her luck on the outside. Lucas Stiefelhagen up the inside of Linus Jennerlund once again, giving a lot of room. But it's all a learning weekend for Linus. It's been a great success for him, even being on pole position with the so limited experience he has in a race car. For him, it's all about learning, all about building that racecraft. If you've never raced in real life, I can tell you it's so difficult to judge where these cars are. Giving a little bit too much room, and well, Lucas knows exactly what to do with that. Victor Nielsen now next up for Linus Jennerlund. Let's see if he can keep him behind. We know that Victor Nielsen is quick after yesterday's race, won in the wet. The fight is still not over though between Alex Gustafsson and Patricia Salitsane. The outside once again going into the last corner. Who's the latest of the late breakers? Alex Gustafsson once again the inside. The switch back tried again by Patricia. Can't get past the 19 of Alex Gustafsson. Fredrik, what can you do in the position that Patricia's in? Because she looks faster, visibly, than Alex Gustafsson.
She really manages to get good exits, so I think she will try to use push to pass now. Maybe not. She's in the slipstream at least, and she has to brake late. She has to do a plunge, and Enzo Holman passing Kelvin de Groot for the first place, but no, we brake too late. late. He missed the corner exit. Now Lucas Stiefelhagen has a chance to take Enzo Holman instead. So it was a brave move by Enzo. Obviously, it didn't really pay off. You need to watch out now going into the chicane. And obviously, Lucas Stiefelhagen, starting P8, has done a great job. He's P3 at the moment. He needs to play it safe. Everyone needs to do that to catch the points. But this has given Calvin de Groot a little bit of breathing room, trying to get away from these guys behind him. And still, Patricia and Alex Gustafsson are fighting in the back. So I think they will do that for quite a few more laps.
Talked to Lucas Stiefelhagen after the second race yesterday. He said that he might have been able to use that push to pass a little bit more smartly in that race. Here's once again that attempt on an overtake on Kelvin de Groot. Went wide, Enzo Holman couldn't get the rotation in the car. Then it's Lucas Stiefelhagen trying to capitalize on that, couldn't quite. Patricia has also overtaken Alice Gustafsson with push to pass, I have to say though. So that's a tactical use of push to pass, exactly what I was going to point out. Enzo Holman having to defend the inside. That becomes an attack on Kelvin de Groot. He was quite a way ahead at the finish line. So I have a feeling there might be some use of push to pass in that. Half a second was the gap coming across start finish. So that's a big gap that he closed there. The outside still for Enzo Holman. Inside now for Lucas Stiefelhagen. He capitalizes on Enzo Holman having to make that corner so tight. Victor Nielsen, next one up now. Can he capitalize on the momentum loss of Enzo Holman? Linus Schenelund staying with the pack. I want to remind you of the podium we had yesterday. Lucas Stiefelhagen won the first race yesterday. Kelvin de Groot in P2, Enzo Holman in P3. Could we see a repeat of this? There's a penalty, causing a collision for car number 11, a drive-through penalty. This is the 11 of the Kreuzpointners, Alicia Kreuzpointner. So she's down in P15, got a drive-through for causing a collision.
And Enzo Holman obviously losing the momentum and the rhythm, completely falling back. Is all the way back to 5th position, fighting for the lead just a lap ago. And Linus Schenelund also now trying to keep his position. It's going very well for Linus. He's almost passing Enzo Holman going into the first corner, and he has.
Well, Lucas Stiefelhagen, you could see the difference on the screen with how big the difference was with Kelvin de Groot. This is special to me. These two were kind of, almost at exactly the same pace yesterday in race 1. Lucas seeming to find a little bit more space and pace in this race. It was very close to the walls there for Linus Schenelund. Got past Enzo Holman. And look at the gap that the top two now has. Victor Nielsen needs to try and close down on these two to allow them not to get away. We know these two are going to work together. They did it yesterday in race 1. This worked out perfectly. Enzo Holman all over the back of Linus Schenelund. After that momentum loss he had 2 laps ago, Linus was able to get past. Let's see if he can stay ahead this time. Here are the two at the front of the field. Fredrik, what's the push to pass situation for those two?
I mean, none of them are used it. Enzo Holman still has 2 times he can use it. Victor Nielsen the same. Kelvin de Groot has 2 times to use it. The same with Lucas Stiefelhagen. So they all can defend. They all can attack. We need to mention as well Patricia Stalitzade. She's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment. So she's really flying there in 6th position at the moment. Let's see if she can catch up with the guys. We still have 4 laps to go. It's wide open. We still have 4 laps to go. All the guys and girls in the top still have their push to pass left to use. Enzo Holman is really pushing. You can see him sliding a little bit, trying to defend. He wants to get up on the podium. He needs to get up on the podium. And Linus Schenelund obviously doing a great job with his limited experience to keep a 4th position at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing great. Like we said, all about experience for Linus Schenelund. First time in a proper race car. He's got sim experience, and to pick up a pole position in only your 2nd ever qualifying is not bad. Has got several world records in iRacing, so he can definitely turn the car quite well, we have to say. So Linus Schenelund showing that now in the real world as well. Is actually driving away from Enzo Holman. You can see that the pace, if he's on his own, is not too bad at all. Let's see if he can close up to Victor Nielsen. Patricia, her gap at the moment, 1.1 seconds. That's down to Enzo Holman. You can see her getting a little bit closer in the background. Alice Gustafsson following in her tow. Then it's Philip Bartosz in P8. He's done a massive improvement. Hits that penalty for Alicia Kreuzpointner. That drive-through penalty causing a collision. We didn't quite see who that was with, probably in one of the first laps that this happened. She's served her drive-through back out on track, but that has severely hampered her chances of getting a good result in this race. Jacqueline Kreutz pointed though, 11th, on the verge of points for her. Lucas Stiefelhagen still behind Kelvin de Groot. The gap between the two, about 0.2 of a second. Victor Nielsen, Linus Schenelund and Enzo Holman is the chasing pack. Linus this time losing a little bit of time once again to Enzo Holman. Enzo Holman up the inside now. This is down the long straight,
and
23
Patricia
seconds.
is using push to pass. We can see it on our screen. She's using push to pass, trying to catch up with Enzo Holman as Linus Schenelund. We also know that Calvin de Groot in the red car and Lucas Stiefelhagen in our Bondix car, they know each other very well. They're both from the Netherlands. They're good friends. So they're obviously keeping it safe at the moment, not risking anything, not attacking, playing it safe until there's one lap to go, and then they will race each other.
I think yesterday they had a little bit more room than this, a little bit more room for mistakes. Kelvin de Groot seemingly always through the Sherla S picking up a little bit of understeer in the first part. That then puts him a little bit tight for the second. That might be an opportunity. Lucas will see this from in the car, Frederick. He will notice and he will see where he's quicker than Kelvin de Groot. He will, well, use this for maybe the last couple of laps to see where he might be stronger and can attack towards Kelvin de Groot. We saw Kelvin waiting till the last corner, last lap in race number 1 yesterday. These two are going to try and work together until the last possible moment. But what this is doing is it's not really allowing Victor Nielsen to get any closer than really a second. Enzo Holman in the number 7 has now gotten past Linus Schenelund and is not able to create the gap quite yet. Patricia is closed up to that pack as well. She could well pick up her best finishing position so far of the season in the number 4 car, the black and white car for Patricia. P6 at the moment has the possibility, as it looks like right now, to climb to maybe P4, overtake Enzo Holman and Linus Schenelund in the process. So let's see what she's able to do. Victor Nielsen still in a bit of no man's land, has been for quite a while in this race, Frederick. In between that chasing pack and the front pack, Lucas Stiefelhagen definitely having a look at the inside, seeing if...
Stiefelhagen is preparing his push to pass right now, so obviously they will now enter the last lap of the race. We can see Lucas using it. He's using his 60 more horsepower, and for sure he will overtake Kelvin de Groot. How much space will he get? We can also see that Enzo Holman is using his push to pass now. They both have one more left now, so Lucas has used one. Kelvin de Groot still has 2 to go. So for the last lap now, Kelvin will for sure defend, probably out of this corner. Enzo Holman is using one of his push to pass at the moment. Kelvin is playing it safe. He's still not using it. He's still saving it.
When will he use it? Will he use it on the straight to the last corner and out of the last corner? That's my question. I think if Lucas is smart about it, can create a little bit of a gap right now going into the last corner. These two are once again going to make it a run to the finish line, I feel. And now definitely using push to pass Kelvin de Groot. He gets ahead once again on the run to the last corner. But now the question is, roles reversed from yesterday. Lucas Stiefelhagen trying to make Kelvin de Groot look in his mirrors. They're both going to use push to pass. Same situation out of the last corner as we had yesterday. But it looks like it's just a little bit too late for Lucas. And it looks like it's going to be Kelvin de Groot. They're going to make it a photo finish once again. But it's Kelvin de Groot and Lucas Stiefelhagen once again the top 2. But roles reversed compared to race 1. Victor Nielsen picking up another podium after his win yesterday, doing what he needs to do to keep in that championship fight. Finally for Kelvin de Groot, it's a P1. Got several P2s in qualifying and in the races yesterday. Finally, it's the number 1 on the trophy for Kelvin de Groot. Visibly happy in the car, and he's deserved that, Frederick.
Yeah, very well done. Look at the finish. I mean, they were fighting the whole race. I think they both were using their last push to pass going out on the last straight. But yeah, well done. We call Kelvin de Groot Mr. Consistency. He was P2 on both qualifying sessions, the first 2 races. So he must be really happy going to take a win, basically.
Some sad news for the 35 of Benjamin Mazetis. He got a drive-through penalty, but because the race is over, this has been replaced by a 30-second time penalty, and that has dropped him to the back of the field. Would have finished 13th otherwise, now 16th, and all the way at the back of the field. It was a great race. Once again, we had everything. Strategy with the push to pass. Here's the result. Kelvin de Groot finishing first, finally for him. Lucas Stievelhagen makes it a Dutch 1-2. Victor Nielsen, the Dane in P3, Enzo Holm in P4, Line Schenelund P5, Patricia in P6, where she started, Alice Gustafsson P7, and Philip Bartosz P8. Lawrence Rule in P9, Graham Hofmans in P10, Jacqueline Kreutzpointner P11, Sophie Höfmann in P12, Siri Höckfeldt in P13, Chantal Röner in P14, P15 for Alicia Kreutzpointner. And with that 30-second time penalty, Benjamin Mazetis in P16. Kelvin de Groot, our race winner, getting out of his car, happy with P1, visibly happy. It was finally his time to take the victory. And well, did he work hard for that? There he is with his dad and with one of his coaches from Baskuta Racing. There is Lucas Stievelhagen, the number 9. The roles reversed this time. These two great friends on and off the track. But once it comes to the victory, the two will fight as fiercely as they've ever done. Here is Victor Nielsen finishing P3. Of course, worked together in qualifying with our winner today, Kelvin de Groot and Lucas de Vries. The adrenaline clearly visible on the face and the hands of Kelvin de Groot.
I was so nervous to do that. When he overtook me with the push button.
I was lucky with the start. I think I could go in, to the inside. I think I overtook 2 people already.
Yeah. I was like this close to being hit by Enzo, you know, in the start.
Top. Lukt niet echt om op te duwen. Elke keer. Ik ren hem dood.
Oh, die other Emil, sorry.
Well, what a race that was. Had everything. Strategy with push to pass. Victor Nielsen won, of course, a race yesterday. Here he is. 3rd place for him today. Was in no man's land for most of this race, but kept close to the top 2. Got closer once they started fighting. But it was inevitable that once those two at the front of the field got together, they were going to try and run away and use the slipstream, the bump drafting that they did yesterday, to try and run away from Victor Nielsen and the chasing pack of Enzo Holm, Line Schenelund and Patricia Stalizzane. Lucas Stievelhagen in the end coming through to take a 2nd place also for him. These are good points for the championship, but Kelvin de Groot with this victory takes the lead in the championship after 3 races this season. Of course, we've got 1 more to go today. Visibly happy when he got out of the car. It was finally his time to claim top spot on the podium. Well, this place, Nuremberg, the Norisring Speed Weekend has provided the NXT Gen Cup with some amazing races. Let's head down to the podium for...
Es sind die üblichen Verdächtigen, die wir schon auf dem Podium hatten. Wir rufen auf Platz Nummer 3 aus Dänemark, Victor Nielsen. Auf Platz Nummer 2 Lucas Stievelhagen. Und der Laufsieger, Kelvin de Groot. Und zu Ehren des Siegers, zu Ehren von Kelvin de Groot, nun die Nationalhymne der Niederlande. Und nach der Hymne gibt es die wohlverdiente Glasware, die Pokale, übergeben von Daniel Blessing, Sales Manager bei einem der Partner bei der Firma Schunk. Und der dritte Platz, der geht an Victor Nielsen. Platz Nummer 2, Dauergast auf dem Podium. Das ist der Kollege ganz rechts außen, Lukas Stiefelhagen. Und Platz Nummer 1, der Sieger des dritten Laufes hier. Und einer folgt noch. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Kelvin de Groot. Das ist er, der Sieger, das ist unser Podium. Get together on the podium, please, for the photographers. Frederik Lestrup, der Serienorganisator, sagte schon eins noch mit dem, der die Preise übergeben hat. Wichtig, nur hier auch den Fluchtweg offen lassen. Denn nun, meine Damen und Herren, it's time for Champagne!
Kelvin de Groot with that victory, taking the lead in the championship. Well, what a race. Once again, Lukas Stiefelhagen had to get to the front of the field. That's what he signed to us as well. And getting to the front of the field, he did. Got the P2, and then he was stopped by his great friend off the track, Kelvin de Groot. Finishes a P2, Lukas Stiefelhagen. Victor Nielsen taking that final spot on the podium. Well, what a race it was. We are back at 1700 local time here at the Norisring for race number 4, the final race of the weekend. We'll catch you all then. Goodbye.